Hi, I'm Zenzale. Welcome to my channel, Zen Aesthetic. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. And if you are a subscriber to my channel already and you've been watching me for a while, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to share some of the hits and miss fragrances for 2024 in my collection. These were all purchased with my own money. I don't receive any PR, at least not yet. And so, in no particular order, I am going to talk about each one of these fragrances. I'm not going to go too much into the notes of the fragrances. I'm just going to say a little bit about why I liked them and maybe talk about some other fragrances that I might want to try from the house or the brand. So, if that's something that you are interested in hearing more about, keep watching. So, the first one, and I'm going to start with one that people probably will, not agree with. I know they won't, and that's fine. And that is Kayali's Yum Marshmallow 81. This was the last release from Kayali in 2024. This is a fragrance with some of the keynotes, and I'm just going to read that because it's at the back of the bottle. Even though I know I said I wasn't going to talk about notes, this has keynotes of freesia, strawberry, pink marshmallow, creamy coconut, whipped vanilla, and pink musk. And it also says on the site, for some reason, it says intense. There is no intensity in this fragrance that I can pick up. And I hardly get any of these other notes that are in this fragrance that I really looked forward to smelling. What I get from this fragrance, or at least what I got from the first impression of Yum Marshmallow 81, is a synthetic strawberry and a little bit of marshmallow. It smells like a fragrance that you could get someplace else for a lot less money. It's not complex, it's not intense, and I really feel like it missed the mark for Kayali. Of all the fragrances that I have in my Kayali collection, I never have to spray it to smell it. I can always smell the fragrance from the atomizer. From this, I get like a faint whiff of the strawberry marshmallow. Now, I haven't met a fragrance with a strawberry raspberry note yet in my fragrance collecting experience, which has been only a little over a year so far. So that's not saying much. My fragrance collection is still moderately small. What I've learned so far as I've been reviewing fragrances on my channel, that strawberry and raspberry, they don't really sit well with me. And I can't say that this is different with this particular fragrance. I was still excited for it. I'm a Kayali fragrance fan. This one missed the mark for me. It's gotten a little better in the sort of like almost month that I've had it since it's released, but generally it's not my favorite. And in my opinion, it is not even close to the best thing that Kayali has done so far. So for me, this was definitely a fragrance that missed the mark in 2024. So lastly, in my list of fragrances that missed the mark for me in 2024 is from Replica, the House of Maison Margiela, and that is Afternoon Delight, which I am so delighted that I only got a travel size of. Now, this is a fragrance that people who liked it really got all of the things that they were supposed to be getting in the copy of this fragrance. It's supposed to be Parisian, sort of like eating a Madeleine, warm, uh, kind of like sweet, gourmand kind of fragrance. I get none of that from Afternoon Delight. I don't even know how to explain what I get when I smell this, but I really don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to spray it on me. It was disappointing. I love bubble bath. I love lazy Sunday morning. I feel like there's one other fragrance from them that I like, but this was the last fragrance release that I smelled from them where I was just like, I don't know, Replica. I don't really know. Like, if they come out with another fragrance, which I'm sure they will in 2025, I'll put my nose on it in a Sephora. Definitely not going to blind buy. I'm so happy that people who love this fragrance got what they were supposed to get out of it. I even smelled it in the store, smelled the full bottle, spritzed it, just in case I just got a bad batch. Not feeling it. And again, I can't explain what it is that I get from this fragrance that I don't like. It's like scratchy. It's like, I don't know. It's like a residual fragrance. It's not, it doesn't feel intentional to me. So Replica's Afternoon Delight was a dud for me in 2024. Okay, so now I can talk about the 2024 fragrance releases that were a hit for me, starting with a couple of Middle Eastern fragrances. So, the two Middle Eastern fragrances that I absolutely love that were released in 2024 are Ophidian Sweet Surrender, which is a dupe of the Billie Eilish #1 fragrance, which I love, but I wasn't getting any projection or longevity from that fragrance. And Ophidian Sweet Surrender delivers on both of those. It is earthier, it's warm, it's sweet, it lasts for hours, and I sprayed this down when I first got it. So even though you can't see this, it is right down below the halfway point. My dent in this, it's kind of hard to tell. I kind of have to swish it around a bit, but I think it's like right in here. And this is a better look at what the bottle looks like. So this is like 100 mils for 40. I think I got this at Paris Corner or Aroma Concepts. I can't remember, but I'll put the link down below where I purchased this. Absolutely loved this fragrance. And then I can't say more about how much I love this fragrance because it dupes a fragrance that is near and dear to my heart. And if you've been watching my channel long enough, you'll know that that is Lattafa Angham. And this is a beautiful, beautifully uh, fragrance inspired by Burberry Goddess, which is another fragrance that I love and I still love. But this just takes everything from Burberry Goddess and kicks it up a notch. It's just so beautiful. And I just feel like as a fragrance house, you gotta love a fragrance. You gotta love a fragrance to do a fragrance like this that is inspired by it, the way that Lattafa Angham does Burberry Goddess. It's so beautiful. It's so lovely. This is definitely one of my emotional support fragrances, as Burberry Goddess was as well. That was also one of my signature fragrances when I was wearing it. This was before I even started reviewing fragrances on my channel. So, as you can see, there's quite a dent in this as well. It's again 100 mils for like 40 something dollars. And if you love Burberry Goddess and you don't want to shell out all the cash for more than just a travel size, which is, you know, the largest size that I've gotten of Burberry Goddess, I would definitely check this out if you haven't as yet. If you smell this and put it against Burberry Goddess, I think this is projects a little bit more, lasts a bit longer, but smells very, very, very close to duping Burberry Goddess, Lattafa Angham. So I have 4 more travel sizes here that are of fragrances released in 24 that I absolutely love. So let me just go through those really quickly. So this first one is from Noise, which is a line of fragrances that were released in 2024 for Ulta initially. And these fragrances are designed by Jerome Ebony, who's one of my favorite fragrance designers. And of all the 4 fragrances that Noise released, Unmute was my favorite. And I've had this empty bottle just sitting around since it was released because I love sniffing this. I feel like it has gotten better over time. It is a wonderful, warm, woody, vanilla scent. It's got pistachio in it, which I don't pick up at all. It's got Somalian incense, Spanish ciste, it's got cashmere and woods. I am actually surprised I didn't hear more about this in the fragrance community, but I love this fragrance. I really enjoyed it. I haven't tried out their newest release, which is called 12 or Noon. So when I repurchase this, I'm going to get that one as well. Again, this is Unmute by Noise. Another fragrance that I didn't really hear great things about, which I love, that was released in 2024, is from Nest New York, and this is the Vanilla Bourbon fragrance. This is my second travel size. And this is a fragrance that initially I was just like, okay, I can understand why some people might not love this. even for me, it was a little bit like, you know, when you like a smell that you think you're not really supposed to like, but you like it anyway. That's how I feel about this. But over time, I've grown to love it even more. So I don't even really care that it didn't really get a great reception because I just freaking love it. It's a dark, um, boozy vanilla bourbon fragrance, and I love vanilla bourbon notes and fragrance. And I think it was done really well in this. I think this is very much Nest New York's vibe of vanilla bourbon, just a dark, rich, evening date night kind of fragrance. And it's not for the faint of heart. Like it's not a light frou la la fragrance. It's a vanilla bourbon fragrance, and I just really enjoy it. I love it, and I feel like it's gotten better over time. I feel like if it was a little rocky in the beginning, now after I've had it, and it macerates really quickly, now it's exactly where I like it. I think it's great. So again, this is Nest New York, and this is their vanilla bourbon fragrance. So the next fragrance that I picked up in a travel size is from Phlur. It is their vanilla skin fragrance, and as a vanilla gourmand lover, this, oh my god, like, oh, it is so freaking musky and sexy and sugary and good. That is what this fragrance is. If you've never tried it, get your nose on it, especially if you're a vanilla gourmand lover. This is just an immediate hit to me. I think Heavy Cream by Phlur was the first fragrance that I fell in love with from them, about vanilla skin, which I was also on the fence about when I heard about. You know, it kept going out of stock. People were crazy over it. I really, really love it. I wore this thing so much and I finished it so quickly. I definitely want another travel size. I also want it in a full size, but this is one of those fragrances, not unlike Noise Unmute. When I have the travel size, I like having it on me. I like having it with me. I like reaching for it whenever I feel like it. So again, this is Phlur's Vanilla Skin in the travel size. Yeah, Vanilla Skin by Phlur. Wonderful 2024 fragrance release. So the next and last fragrance that I bought in a travel size that just sort of swooped in at the 11th hour, it is one of the most recent fragrances that I've added from my collection, is the travel size of Cirque du Soleil's Le de Parfum. And this is what that looks like. I actually did a review of this recently on my channel. I am so glad that I got to smell this before 2024 was done. This is, like I said in my first impression, a carnival in a bottle. It is cotton candy, apple, popcorn notes in the opening, sugary, addictive, really brings to mind all of the things that you kind of think about when you, if you're familiar with the Cirque du Soleil aesthetic, mystery, indulgence, you know, fun, just a great fragrance that is really about the occasion of carnival going or watching Cirque du Soleil in particular. So if those are things that you're into and you haven't gotten your nose on Le de Parfum by Cirque du Soleil, definitely check this out. They just released this travel size recently, late in 2024, which they didn't have to do, but which I'm so glad they did, because I don't know if I would have had the opportunity to put my nose on this otherwise. I do feel like this is a full bottle worthy purchase. So I would say if cotton candy apple, sugar, just popcorn notes are something that you are interested in, definitely check this out. This is so, so, so good. So addictive, so mouth watering. Definitely for the gourmand lovers out there. Okay, so now that we've talked about the Kayali fragrance that missed the mark for me, let's talk about some Kayali fragrances that fully blew my mind and that I absolutely loved from first sniff that came out in 2024. So the first one, which should not be a surprise to anybody, is Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar, and this is number 42 from Kayali. One of my favorite bottles too. I've said it before. This is just so freaking beautiful for so many ways. It's just such a multifaceted design. It just gives you so many different things when you turn it in different lights. The juice, I don't know what color it is. I just know that it looks like it's sort of like a purpley iridescent color in the bottle, and it just goes with the candy notes in this fragrance so well. It is such a beautiful freaking fragrance that makes me happy every time that I smell it. So it's got key notes of candied pear in the opening, which sings on my skin. It's also got bubble gum, it's got vanilla, it's got white caramel, rock sugar. And this is one of the first fragrances that I've ever put my nose on that made me realize that I like sugary fragrances. I know I'm a gourmand lover, but sugary like this and like Le de Parfum from Cirque du Soleil, a little different than gourmand. Just that sugary sweetness. You see how I can smell this from the atomizer? I don't even need to spray it. I never did. It's so amazing. So I'm not going to go on too much about this. I absolutely love this fragrance. It was one of my favorite 2024 releases from Kayali. I think it is up there at the top in terms of one of my favorite fragrances ever so far in my fragrance collection. I just can't say enough about it. I enjoy it so much. Got one of my first compliments from a stranger wearing this fragrance. Yum, yum. Love this candy. The other two fragrances that Kayali came out with earlier in the year during the summer, this was part of her vacation in a bottle set. And these are the two that I loved from the set of four. So it's Maldives in a bottle, Ylang Coco, and Maui in a bottle, Sweet Banana. Sweet Banana takes me to a tropical island whenever I smell it. I love a banana note in a fragrance, and this is actually my second bottle. The first one is practically done, so I'm still holding out hope that we'll get full bottles of these. So fingers crossed for everyone, even for the fragrances in Vacay in a bottle that I didn't like. But this is my second purchase of Maui in a bottle. And this is still my first one of Maldives in a bottle, which has rosemary and lemon at the top. Not everybody's favorite, but I love it. Every time I smell it, it's so relaxing. It's so immediately relaxing. So, loved these fragrances from Kayali. These to me were also hit releases for 2024. So, from the house of Zara, this is a fragrance that I have recently done a first impression of and put up on my channel recently. And this is the Elixir version of Ebony Wood, which was a fragrance done in collaboration with Jo Malone. If you love Zara's Ebony Wood, I'm talking to my Zara Ebony Wood lovers out there right now. If you loved that fragrance and you haven't checked out the Elixir version of Ebony Wood, I implore you to put your nose on this at your local Zara immediately. This is a fragrance that just it's kind of like, Ophidian and Lattafa Angham. Like they take that original fragrance and they just kick it up to levels that you just would not believe until you put your nose on it. This is freshness, greenness, fruitiness, warmth, woodiness, earthiness. It's got clove, it's got rose, it's got coffee, it's got cassis, it's got cypress in it. It's just a very unique fragrance, as Ebony Wood was and is. And it's energizing. It's got grapefruit at the top. Now, I remember because one of my viewers, not your basics, got the notes of this particular fragrance and shared it with me on one of my fragrance tray videos. Forever thankful for that, by the way. This is so freaking good. So good. So, yeah, Ebony Wood, the Elixir version from Zara. one of 2024's best releases from Zara, in my opinion. From Finery, I have the first fragrance that I ever purchased from Finery, and this is the new Rouge. And this is a well-loved fragrance, let me tell you. Like, I have worn this down. It's pretty much done. It's right down in here. I don't know if you can even see it, but it's really this much that's left in here. Definitely going to be getting a second bottle of this. This is their fragrance inspired by MFK's 540 fragrance profile, which, if you haven't been watching my channel long enough, I love MFK 540 dupes and inspiration fragrances. Aside from Red Temptation, which really ties with this one for best inspired MFK 540 fragrance, this is definitely at the top for me. This is such an easy, breezy, crowd pleasy reach fragrance. It always smells good. It's good for any time of the season. It's unisex. Anybody can wear it and just smell amazing. It's, oh my God, it's got sweetness, but it's got resininess to it. It's light, it's airy, but it's also got projection and longevity, and it's affordable. I mean, I only have two fragrances from Finery, this one and Pistachio Please. But this one, like I said, this is the one that I can reach for at any time. If I don't know what I want to wear and I want to wear something, I can reach for this. This was my favorite release from Finery, and again, it is the new Rouge. So when I first read the notes of Amora Cafe, I was just like, I have to put my nose on this fragrance. This was one that when it was released, it sold out really quickly. So I had to like really poise and prepare myself for the next release because I was like, I am not going to miss this. And when I did my first impression, it smelled exactly like what the notes gave. And I was just like, oh my God, that like never happens. Like, it was giving exactly what I expected and I loved it. So this is like coffee note, it is ice cream, it's vanilla, it's got speculoos, which is kind of like a spicy, biscotti kind of ginger biscuity kind of like cookie. It's kind of like in the realm of Jo Malone ginger biscuit, except not heavy on the ginger. It's more cafe, caramelized, brown sugar toffee, ice cream, and cafe note. So if any of those things interest you and you have not tried this and you love those kind of notes and you're a gourmand lover, definitely try this. This is a unisex fragrance as well. I think it shines really, really well in the winter, in the cold months. This could be kind of a choke out in the summer. Oh my God. But I love just putting my nose on the atomizer. It's so good and cozy and satisfying. So again, Amora Cafe, Mancera, one of my favorite releases for 2024. So from the House of Sniff, one of my favorite releases that I was able to get my hands on in 2024 is Heal the Way. And this is a fragrance that was done in collaboration with Alex L. And this was is a very intentional fragrance designed around coziness, centeredness, meditative kind of mind, and just relaxation. So very Zen like. And it is very Palo Santo centered. It also has pistachio in it, but not like the other pistachio fragrances that were released in 2024 that are just kind of chasing the Yum Kayali pistachio fragrance profile. This is a warmer, milkier pistachio note, and I just freaking love it. And this is one that I reach for and have reached for, as you can see, mostly just to wear indoors, just for myself. I don't remember reaching for this to spray on to go out very much, but I love just wearing this to lounge around and just to smell and just feel good. I think it's just wonderful for that. And even though I was never a fan of Sniff's packaging, I really love what they did for the packaging of this fragrance for Sniff. Again, Heal the Way by Sniff, one of my favorite of their 2024 release. So the last fragrance that I want to talk about is my first ever full purchase fragrance from Navitus and their second collaboration with Sharita M, the goddess of fragrance content creation here on YouTube. Just one of my favorites. and this is Peach Aurum. Notes of peach and fragrances in the summer are really the ones that come off smelling cheaper, kind of like body splashy, just those, that's the peach that makes me nervous. The summer peach fragrances, of which I have zero. Zero. Even Brooklyn Ellis's peach body spray is alright. I liked it, but I didn't purchase it because I didn't love it. This is not that kind of peach. This is a baked, puffed pastry, baked peach accord, warm, boozy, yummy, cozy peach fragrance. That's the kind of peach this is. And that's the kind of peach that I am all the way here for in this fragrance. It is so, so good. This is also a great fragrance for the cold winter months that we're in right now. And I would also say that this is unisex. This is not a gender specific fragrance. It's just a great fragrance for gourmand lovers who love a warm, boozy, slightly lactonic, but warm, soothing, yummy fragrance. So that is it. I think that is the quickest that I could go through all of those fragrances. Those are the 2024 fragrance releases that were my favorites and a few that were misses. Let me know in the comment section below if any of these fragrances were hits or misses for you, and also some fragrances that you absolutely loved that were released in 2024 that you think that I should try. I'm always open to recommendations. I hope that your 2025 has gotten off to a relatively good start. 2024 for me has been a doozy. It's been a lot. And I mean a lot of really challenging stuff that's going on. It's still going on, right? But I still have high hopes for 2025 because of the role that fragrance plays in my life to really help to support my mental state, and that just really bring me happiness and joy, the ability to be impacted positively by fragrance and to be able to share that with you guys and have you share it with me. Just the cycle of it, the give and take of it has been very, very fulfilling for me. So I hope to have more of that in 2025. I hope to bring you more. I hope that it benefits those of you who are subscribed to my channel and those of you who are watching who haven't subscribed as yet. This whole relationship is very beneficial and fulfilling for me. So I hope to continue that in 2025, if nothing else. And I hope that you continue to get something out of this. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if content like this is something that you enjoy. And don't forget to click on the thumbs up button down below if you like this video. I hope that you did. And I hope to see you in my next video soon. Bye.